Well, Scott Pruitt has had an absolutely terrific day, Mike. Some interesting things here. Andy Graves is on the pit box calling this race. Matt Chambers, however, is listed as the crew chief. And eavesdropping on the radio, the instructions to Pruitt consistently are tire management. You're doing a great job, nice and smooth. Every once in a while, he'll key the radio, tell the crew how happy he was with the last pit stop. And here's the thing I get a kick out of. We keep hearing all the time about cars that are pushing. How bad's it pushing? Here they're talking about what's the understeer like. Well, the understeer is getting a little bit worse as the race wears on.
Understeer, that's a formal term that nobody uses around here.
Yeah, no, I tried to explain that one time, and I had it all backwards.
So bring Tommy back in?
Yeah, I need Tommy's help. All I know is these cars get real loose.
Qualifying for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series continues on the road course at Sonoma. And Butch Leitzinger jumps into the 18th spot. Boy, and that's big for him.
And I think he's on the right side of a lot of the go or go home cars right now.
He just locked out Paul Menard. And locked in Bill Elliott. Boy, that's a good job out of him.
I'm going to tell you what he's got it right now. He's got it planted on a pole run. As he comes down through the S's, it's moved up there pretty solid. If he can get through these last corners, I think the biggest thing, Boris, don't overdrive it. Just don't overdrive these last corners.
Yeah, turn 10 here seems to be the telltale. If you get through here and not run off the track and not get it slideways, pretty good job. He slid it through there perfect.
Not that great through the S's, 1550, but he's still sitting right there. So we'll see what happens in this last corner if you don't overdrive it, Boris. Remember, he's subbing for the substitute driver. Mike Wallace sitting in for Jerry Nadeau. Boris said here, is he going to do it, guys?
Looks pretty good.
He did it. New track record, DW. New track record.
I knew we were flirting with that track record here the last couple of times.
That's quite a lap.
By golly, Boris, you know, normally he'll be really fast in practice and have problems qualifying because it'll seem like he'll overdo it. He really managed a good lap there today.
Speaking of finding your way around, this is Connor Daly driving for Roush Fenway Racing this weekend in the number 6. Something he dearly wanted to try, Dale, and with his experience in open wheel on road courses, certainly a proper place to do it.
Yeah, we'll see how that translates into driving a stock car. I'm sure he's been told by many that they don't stop very well. The tires aren't very wide, so they corner a lot differently. But, you know, that's great to be able to, you know, kind of expand his driving career some. And I know that he would rather it be dry out here and go get that opportunity to really see what these cars are about.
Another road course ringer on the racetrack here at the Infineon Raceway in Sonoma. Brian Simo.
And they were actually cutting it pretty close because they should have went out about 3 or 4 cars ago. And I know NASCAR had them on the 5-minute clock. So they just barely made it out. And this, of course, is a go or go home car. This is the 4th Richard Childress Racing entry.
If you're just joining us, 7 cars have taken time. Robbie Gordon fastest, followed by Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Dave Blaney, and Casey Mears round out your top 5. Then Marlon Sadler, and now Brian Simo on the racetrack in an RCR Chevrolet.
I know this team came out here and tested a couple of weeks ago. And this team will also be racing in Daytona next week, but with Kerry Earnhardt at the wheel.
Best Nextel Cup finish here at Infineon for Brian, 36 back in 2000. Trying to make his 4th NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race.
He got a good smooth lap going. Can't tell how quick it is, but pretty nice and smooth, no problems, no mistakes.
If he get through turn 11 and get off the corner and put that power down, it's going to be a great run for this 33 car.
Carlsbad, California, 496 miles from Infineon Raceway.
You can just tell guys that have raced sports cars or road raced a lot. They're so smooth, they hit their marks every time.
Now this is the last go or go home car that we have. Not only is Jimmy Johnson watching this car, but Brandon Ash as well. Right now Brandon 35th, and if you just look at the tracker right here, not a real exciting qualifying lap for Ron Fellows.
Not too good.
He's going to have to be pretty solid down through the S's turn 10, turn 11.
He told me this morning that they went to VIR, and he says it's just tough after 2 or 3 laps to try to get a good feel for the race car, just because you lose so much grip about a second a lap.
He was only 18th quickest in practice. He gets off turn 11. This is going to get him in the field, but he's going to be well back in the field, and this will probably send Brandon Ash to the house.
Just barely.
34th fastest for Ron Fellows. Jimmy Johnson looking on, says, all right, we've got one more to go here. My teammate Jeff Gordon, who, by the way, sat on the pole here 1 year ago.
Nice job for that 14, the Conseco team. Here comes PJ working on Mark.
And by he goes. Had a great run off the carousel, or turn 9 back there.
P.J. Jones was on the lake yesterday, but it's been smooth sailing today, running in the 4th spot. Said if he gets a top 10, could get an override from A.J. later this year. So far, so good, Matt.